Welcome back. The next technique we're going to look at is the brick stitch. And to demonstrate the brick stitch, I'm going to show you this earring. This is what we're gonna make. Um, this pink row here is actually a different type of stitch. It's called a ladder stitch. And so bonus technique number 5 you get to learn the ladder stitch, and then everything above the pink is brick stitch. So we'll get the ladder stitch done first, then the brick stitch, and then you come down and you do the tassels. So we are going to use some arm's length of string, put your needle on it. You don't need to knot this one, but you will want to leave a tail, and we'll tuck that tail in. So we're going to start with 3 green. We're going to do some Seahawks colors since we are now in football season. So 3 green, 3 blue for a total of 6. Slide those down. Remember to leave a tail. And then what we're going to do is your needle is over here. You're going to go back up the 3 green. Just the 3 green. When you pull that tight, your blue come around and you end up with a circle. So you still have your tail on the left. You're now coming out of the green. You're going to go back down the 3 blue, and this tightens it, reinforces it. And back up the 3 green. Okay, so there's the start of the ladder stitch. So we're going to go back down the 3 blue. Okay, so now you should have something that looks like this. Next, I'm going to pick up 3 more green. Not that broken one. Okay. 3 green. Your string's coming out of the bottom of the blue. We're going to go through the top of the blue. Pull tight. You're coming out of the bottom of the blue. You're going to go back up the 3 green you just added. And pull snug. Alright, there's the start of your ladder stitch. 3 more blue. You're coming out of the top of the green. You're going to go through the bottom. Pull tight. And you have to come down the blue. So each time you're adding 3 on, you need to be on the furthest side here. So 3 more green. Down the top of the blue. And back up the green. All right. Look, 5 rows of ladder stitch. We want a total of 11 for this earring. 11 rows. So 3 more blue. Back down the blue. Three more green. And obviously you could do any colors here. You could do a pattern. You could do the solid color. You could extend this diamond pattern down. I could have put a silver right here, and I could have taken the dark gray and come down, and maybe even come down into this gray here. There's so many different things you could do here. You just have to plan ahead and maybe use some graph paper to graph it out and figure out which of the 3 beads you're picking up needs to be a different color. Back down the blue. And I'm holding my work pretty tight between my fingers so it doesn't slip away. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Here's row 10. And 3 more green will make row 11. And back up the green. So because this is the end of the ladder stitch row, we reinforced the beginning. I'm going to reinforce the end by going 1 more loop around and not get my string in a knot here. There we go. So back down and around, back up. There's a reinforcement. So there's your ladder stitch. Bonus technique. Okay, so for brick stitch. With the brick stitch, we always need some thread to go through for connection here. So you'll notice the red thread up top here. That's going to be what connects our beads to this ladder stitch. So when we start our first row or any row of brick stitch, we got to pick up 2 beads. I'm going to start with blue. So there's 2 blue, and we're going to take the needle under the thread bridge and I want to go up this first blue only. So you got this blue here. We're going to go down just the blue bead. We're going to connect it by going under the second thread bridge. My camera. See if I can get my camera to focus on this. I apologize about that. Maybe if we move. There we go. Sorry about that. Okay. So the second thread bridge, I'm going under with the needle. And I'm going to come back up the second blue bead. So now we've got 2 blue beads laying down like that. So we're going to pick up 1 more bead. I'm going to go green, go under the thread bridge, and up the green bead. Pull tight. Okay, we're going to go green again. Go under the thread bridge. Up the green bead. So we're catching that thread and using it as an anchor to hold the bead. We're going to switch to blue, under the thread bridge, and up the blue bead. Under and up. Okay, we'll get to the end of the row here and I'll show you how to step up to the next row. You'll notice not all the beads are the same size or shape. You want to pick up ones that are similar. If it's too thin or too big, you'll notice like this little green one is a little thinner than this blue. I probably would have switched that out so they were similar size, but for this demonstration it'll work. Okay, this is my last bead on this row because it's the last thread bridge. So we're going to come under the bridge, up the bead. Okay, that's the end of the first row. Second row. Anytime you start a row, you got to start with 2 beads. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick up a blue and I'm going to pick up a green. So you go under the first thread bridge and then you got to lay these beads. I want to go up the first blue bead. I want to go down the green. And I need to catch the second thread bridge, go under it, and back up the green. The second bead. Pull tight, and that's the start of your second row. You're going to continue that 1 bead at a time, catch each thread bridge. You're going through one way, under the bridge, back up the bead, all the way across. You get to the last thread bridge, you start the next row by adding 2 beads, going back the other way. When you are done, you'll end up with a triangle, like this. When you get to the top of the triangle, you add 1 bead, connect it with the thread. You could add this little circle here with 5 or 6 beads. That way you can put an earring on it. So that's Brickstitch. Go ahead and practice that. And just to help you out finishing the earring, when you get to the top, you can take your needle and go back down through all of the side beads like that. And when you come back down, you'll go through the first ladder stitch. So to demonstrate real quick, okay, say we're finished with the top of the Brickstitch. You come out of the green, you're going to bead on some, however long you want your tassels. When you get to the end, you skip the last bead and you go through the rest of the beads. So we'll do a short little tassel here. That looks good. Okay, there's my tassel. I'm going to skip this last bead. I'm going to take my needle, go back up through the rest of them. Back up through those 3 beads in the ladder stitch. Pull. Move my string out of the way. There we go. Okay, there's a tassel. You come back down the 3 beads in the ladder stitch, and you can start your second tassel. The tassels can be all the same size. They could be various lengths. Like this is, it's got a shorter outside, longer middle. However you want to do that. The point of this project was to teach you how to do the brick stitch. The rest of this is pretty easy, and you could probably review this video a couple times and get it down, no problem. Brickstitch, I'd be more than happy to help you one-on-one if you want to do some Zoom. Feel free to send me a text, an email, phone call, and we'll set that up. Thank you.